it's hard to know where to start, so I'm going to start with a quote that I have hanging on the wall in my classroom. And what it says, and I guess I'm a lover of quotes too, so what it says is, children are miracles. Believing that each child is a miracle can transform the way we design for children's care. When we invite a miracle into our lives, we prepare ourselves and the environment around us. We may set out flowers or special offerings. We may cleanse ourselves. Thank you. The space, our thoughts of everything but the love inside us. We make it our job to create with reverence and gratitude a space that is worthy of a miracle. Action follows thought. We can choose to change, and we can choose to design spaces for miracles, not minimums. And that was a quote by Anita Ruiz. And it really encompasses how I feel about teaching young children, and especially our young children with autism. So many times we are told a long list of the things that our kids can't do. And I honestly believe that our kids can do just about anything. And it's up to us to find the way that they can learn to do those things. And so our jobs as teachers and educators is to find the way that we can reach those kids. And what I learned was that when I was working with my students, who I worked so hard to get their attention, and I'd be right in their faces, and I'd be being as fun and joyous as I could be, and they're still looking everywhere but at me. But when I took them outside and we started to plant, their gaze sharpened, their attention was just, directly on the activities that we were doing. And the things that we said, or the things that we did, were much more meaningful. And they kept going back to those activities again and again and again. And then we found that we could align all those Common Core state standards we've been hearing so much about, and all of the things that our general ed kids are learning, we could align that to gardening, and we could teach our kids the same things in a way that was meaningful to them and that made sense to them, and that was concrete. And that is how the sensory garden started. And I have to say that it has far exceeded anything I'd even ever dreamed of. And I've learned a lot through this process. One thing is that if you pull Larry on board, you better hold on because you're going for a ride. We would never have been able to accomplish it without him. Our kids and our parents, I want to thank you for every day coming in and entrusting your miracles to us. We don't take that lightly. We love our children. Every child that walks into our classroom is part of our family. And we take that very seriously, and we treat them the same way that we would want someone to treat our child. And part of that is giving them the joy of learning, and in a way that makes sense to them, because so much of our world does not make sense to them at this point in time. I've got a couple more quotes because it's a lot easier to use their words to say the things that I feel. And Rachel Carson was an American biologist and conservationist, and she said a child's world is fresh and new and beautiful, full of wonder and excitement. It is our misfortune that for most of us, that clear-eyed vision, that true instinct for what is beautiful, is dimmed and lost before we reach adulthood.